Change is hard. We have to step outside of our normal way of doing things. We have to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. We have to do it on purpose and intentionally, and take action consistently.
Get your daily dose of motivation on the Motivational Moments with Michelle podcast. In Motivation with Michelle podcast, you'll get encouraging, uplifting, and life-changing wisdom that will transform your world at your fingertips, 24 hours a day. Get a fuller, deeper revelation of the tools you can implement to see incredible transformation in your life from Michelle Newstetter's powerful teachings. Tune in whenever you need to be edified, uplifted, or a dose of motivation, no matter where you are. Subscribe to Motivational Moments with Michelle podcast with Michelle Newstetter today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SoundCloud.
So why is changing our behavior so hard? Jim Rohn said, "We must all suffer one of two pains, either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline is weighed in ounces while regret is weighed in tons." Most of our behavior is habitual, especially when it comes to our reactions to things. It's built right into the word, right? Reaction, an action that we've done before. And our brain loves to automate as many processes as it possibly can. And so behavior becomes habit as it's repeated over and over and over. That way, we can turn it into an automatic process. We often use the example of driving because when we learn to drive, think about it. Think about when you learn to drive. The first time you sit behind the wheel of a car, it feels like you have so many things that you have to keep in the front of your mind. You're looking at your hand position and your speed and the amount of pressure you're putting on the gas or the brake. You're looking for pedestrians and the signs, and it just feels overwhelming. But the more you do it, as you drive over and over again, all of a sudden you can get from point A to point B, and you almost don't even remember how you got there. You don't remember if you stopped at all the stoplights. It became an automatic process. When we're wanting to make a change to the outcomes or the results that we're getting in our lives, often we have to make a change in our behavior. But because so many of those behaviors are just automatic processes, we have to intentionally break the cycle, break that pattern, break that habit. We have to be willing to try something new. If you want something that you've never had before, you're going to have to do something you've never done before. And so intentional behavior change requires weakening a strong neural connection to break that old habit. Then at the very same time, you have to be working on strengthening that new behavior. And it's hard. It's hard because we can have what we would qualify as failures or setbacks that just knock us down into our old mental patterns, our old reactions, our old behaviors. But rather than look at it as a setback, we have to look at it as information. What do I need to do differently? What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? What things do I need to shift or change that are going to help me to get back up, to get back on the horse? We have to have made a quality decision and know why we want to do something different. Awareness is a really critical part of the process. And so it can be really quite vital to explore some very important questions for yourself. I'm a big proponent of journaling and journaling with a purpose. So write them down. Questions like, what is the change that I need to see? Am I changing for myself or someone else? What within my current circumstances has been preventing me from making the changes that I want to see? So how do I work with those? What are some of the obstacles or setbacks that I might face along the way? And how will I overcome them? And then I have to move myself out of the contemplation or preparation stage of change and move myself into an action stage of change. And what does that boil down to? It boils down to making a quality decision, to starting right here, right now, and then disciplining myself so that I can be consistent even when the going gets tough. Because trust me, my friend, it will. But remember, you've got to give yourself some grace in the process. There's going to be times when you've got it, you're doing great, you're making change, you're doing it, and there's going to be times when you don't. Recognize that that is part of the process. But even in that, pull that journal out. You've got to ask yourself some questions. You've got to start to explore and reflect on what you are doing. Look at the things you did well. Look at your areas for improvement and ask yourself those questions again. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to shift or change? And what things am I doing great that I want to repeat? Continually reflecting helps us to really internalize the shifts that we want to make, to become aware of those stumbling blocks or setbacks that are impacting our ability to make change, to help us become more aware when we missed an opportunity. Change is hard. We have to step outside of our normal way of doing things. We have to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. We have to do it on purpose and intentionally, and take action consistently. And stay tuned, because I'm going to do a deeper dive into this with my friend and colleague, Mr. Troy Reeves. So keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be a good one. But remember, behavior change is more complicated than just having all of the right knowledge or even the right behaviors. There's so many factors that play into it, including things like our belief systems, challenges or like environmental factors, thoughts and feelings, and even the people that we have around us in our lives. But lasting behavior change is possible. Have some grace for yourself in the process.